Game of the Final Judgment, Awakening of the Neopening. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 151 Battle. Facing tens of thousands of flying props, Zhang Fengwu performed the SS-level universe teleportation. The invisible Zhangqi moved all the enemy's projectiles away and landed on the enemy's body. S-class life and death talisman, Zhang Fengwu seemed to shake off a hidden weapon, and ice flakes as thin as paper flew out of Zhang Fengwu's sleeve robe. There are probably more than 20 pieces, because the skill level is still very low. These life and death talismans hit the enemy, and immediately penetrate into the target's flesh and veins. The enemy who was hit by the life and death talisman immediately had a face full of pain, and the severe pain of being unable to survive and dying spread in the body. They rolled crazily on the ground one by one, but the itching and pain kept adding up. A large number of melee attacks and long-range attacks fell on Zhang Fengwu, all of which were grafted onto Zhao Yuan's head, and the terrifying damage of True Oath plus Thorn anti-armor spread rapidly. The most exaggerated thing is Zhong Wen's giant white bone beast. He turned on the bone demon's possession, and his attribute sword. On the left is the third-level Yangayan Tower, and on the right is the third-level Arcane Tower. The Sun God Stone on the top of the third-level Yangayan Tower shot out 3 crimson rays, crazily cutting through the enemy's guild buildings. Whether it is the city wall, the defensive tower, or the guild hall, all the foundations have been fused, and the durability is reduced to 0 points. At the same time, the mage in the Yangayan Tower also summoned a huge lava puppet with higher attributes, and only one can exist at the same time. The third-level Arcane Tower on the right side of the Bone Demon's shoulder continuously shot arcane missiles, killing enemies one by one. The Arcanist in the altar released the Curse of Transformation on a hostile tall summoned creature. A huge one-horned ox instantly transformed into a harmless sheep. Its attributes dropped instantly, and its basic attributes were only more than 10 points. It was bombarded and killed by an arcane missile. No wonder the Guild of Deceitful Soldiers was able to break through a 5th-level guild in more than 10 minutes. They are all monsters, the leader of Langxi Kingdom roared. Forget about the king-level Bone Demon, but there are third-level Yangayan Towers and Arcane Towers, and laid on the Bone Demon's shoulders. I've never heard of these two names. Is this still a snake skin? Those who don't want to be relegated still don't quit. Langxi country forced me to quit the guild battle. Zhao Yuan directly turned on the fanatical taunt. Under Yu Ning's skill aura, the coverage of the fanatical taunt was enough to cover 680 W enemy units. The enemies were all caught in a taunt. They could only rush towards Zhao Yuan. They couldn't forcibly exit. But within 3 seconds of resurrection after death, there is enough time to withdraw from the guild battle, and the price is to bear severe punishment. I don't understand, why does Xiaoguo's guild have golden arms? Attacking the enemy will suffer exaggerated real damage, and we can only be passively beaten. Obviously there are only 7 players, but all of them are abnormal level combat power. I am convinced. The British Parliament President expressed regret. He took out the ancient horn he had snatched from the hands of intelligent creatures. After the leader of the Langxi Congress shared the information about the sandworm, they sent people to come to the door again for revenge, and at the same time pressed for information. These tribes of intelligent creatures and the sandworms are in a state of coexistence, and the intelligent creatures will sacrifice living things for the sandworms to enjoy. Send the living creatures to the designated place every time, and then blow the quaint horn to summon the king-level sandworms. Chapter 152 The Surprise Attack of Sakura Country. Zhao Yuan's True Oath and Thorn anti-armor are constantly triggered. Although his pure white shield can only inherit 50% of the dual defense, it is also extremely hard with the addition of the skill aura. 1/3 of Zhao Yuan's health bar is gray-white shield value, and the enemy can't even break Zhao Yuan's pure white shield. What's more, he also has the passive of the Destiny Madman, who restores 4.5% of the maximum blood volume per second. Zhao Yuan may be the most leisurely one in the field. Both teammates and enemies are fighting desperately. By the way, Yu Ning may be more laid back than Zhao Yuan. Zhong Wen targeted the corpse of the Emperor-level sandworm and used the artificial skeleton skill. The flesh and blood of the sandworm quickly dried up, and the essence of life was used to shape the Emperor-level corpse. Bone Call, a bone sandworm emerged from the withered corpse, and Zhong Wen obtained his first Emperor-level bone summoner. The skills and attributes of the King-level sandworm are crushing the King level. He held up the short-handled scepter in his hand, and used the living man boneless skill on enemies in a wide range. Thousands of enemies were shrouded in extreme pain, and bones emerged from the human body. This was an extremely slow process, and the players who were hit by the skills were so painful that they fainted. Devils. These shop people are all demons, the 5th level president of the Kangaroo Kingdom shouted. The scariest thing is the man with his hands in his pockets. He is the president of the Deceitful Soldiers Guild. The ability of thorns to resist armor and graft damage are all his. How can a guild with only 7 members become so strong? Even the king level 45 level sandworms are like toys in front of them, the 5th level guild leader of Canada said in despair. In a state of combat, you cannot force exit. You can only wait for the resurrection cooldown after death, and perform the force exit operation within 3 seconds of resurrection. This man hasn't lost any blood. The gray and white blood on the blood bar is the shield value. We haven't even knocked out his shield. The experience value, skill proficiency, and battlefield points of Zhao Yuan's team soared wildly because there are only 7 people sharing these battlefield points. Unlike those guilds with hundreds of thousands of units, the battlefield points have to be shared among everyone one after another. Golden light shrouded Zhao Yuan's team. At this time, the little phoenix had summoned 5 rounds of the eternal blazing sun, superimposing 5 times the evaporation damage, and would soon be able to kill all the enemies once. At this time, the battalion commander in the guild sent Zhao Yuan a message, which was a warning of an attack on the guild. Zhao Yuan was already prepared for this, because Chu Zhaoking's Snow White skill had already been predicted. Zhong Wen and Zhang Fengwu took the initiative to say, the 2 of us are enough to defeat those attackers. You continue to slaughter these enemies. Zhao Yuan nodded, and Su Yuxin placed a teleportation point under his feet. After 5 seconds, the 2 of them traveled a long distance and returned to the guild's residence. Look at the logo of the guild. It's a 5th level guild in the Sakura Kingdom. Apart from players and purple units, there are more than 100,000 intelligent creatures around. Zhong Wen stood on the city wall and analyzed. After being invited by the coalition army just now, they refused to join forces and instead chose to raid our guild's resident. Zhang Fengwu smiled and said, the people of Sakura Kingdom still don't have a long memory. In the national war, the 3 12th level guilds were all destroyed by the leader of the underworld, and it polluted the 12th level guilds of the 3 Sakura Kingdoms by breaking the seal of the abyss. These pollution will stay in the body of the first-line players in Sakura country. Now these people from the Cherry Blossom country want to take advantage of the distance from our main force and lead troops to attack us. Zhong Wen replied, no, they can't be so cheap. Call Chu Zhaoking over, and send a dive fighter of Su Yuxin over. First find the resident of the 5th level guild of the Sakura country, apply Chu Zhaoking's illusion, and kill all the high-level members of the Sakura country back to level 0. Zhao Yuan agreed in the group chat. The main battlefield here is about to end. Chu Zhaoking and Su Yuxin sent back. It will not have much impact. Chapter 153 The Spoils of War. The 2.5W players from the Sakura Kingdom were shrouded in the S-level little match girl, constantly immersed in the fantasy dream, and the willpower attribute was not at a certain level, so they couldn't wake up from it at all. Even the pain of death was forcibly concealed, and he was resurrected from the guild's resurrection point with full blood again and again, and was beheaded again and again in the end. Zhang Fengwu smashed the crystal of this 5th level guild. Regional announcement, Xia Kingdom's 5th level guild Tricky Soldiers has destroyed the crystal of the Sakura country's 5th level guild, depriving the opponent of all guild materials, funds, and experience points. Sakura Kingdom's 5th level guild was forcibly disbanded, and the Guild of Deceitful Soldiers received 16 million guild supplies and funds, and 6 million guild experience. At the same time, millions of allied troops were killed on the main battlefield. In fact, it was only a matter of time before Zhao Yuan alone could destroy these 6.8 million allied troops. Without Chu Zhaoking's presence, Zhao Yuan couldn't forcibly retain the player. The dead enemy was out of combat during the 3-second resurrection cooldown, and chose to forcibly quit the battle at the first time, otherwise he would have to give away his head after resurrection. 680W players and units, with an average level of 43, were all wiped out without any temper at all. Zhao Yuan finally broke the guild crystal with his own hands, and obtained all the guild materials, experience points, and units of the opponent. Zhao Yuan said, most of the enemies in this battle space have been killed by us, and the remaining intelligent creatures and beast forces are not of high quality. It's better to go to the jewelry task after settlement, Yunying responded. Before that, I have to complete the awakening trial first. I already have 4 Halo skills that have reached the full level of 100, however, the proficiency required to upgrade the SSS level skill is several times higher than that of the SS level. It will take some time for the skill aura and the newly acquired aura to be upgraded to the full level, Zhao Yuan then said. In the Awakening trial, what the player encounters is a copy of 100% of his own attributes, or a shadow. Will the permanent buff of the true oath be copied? But it's not a problem. I can remotely close the effect of the real oath. When the time comes, I just need to close the copy's oath link. Ning. It's the same as the effect of canceling Little Phoenix's oath alone. Although the number of real oaths can exceed the limitations of distance, secret realm, and dungeon, you can also actively close and open them. Battle information. A total of 12 guild crystals were smashed, 140 million guild supplies, 140 million guild funds, and 84 million guild experience points were obtained. Get 12 purple troop pools, 7k. The Guild of Deceitful Soldiers has been upgraded to level 6, unlocking the defensive stance building. Destroy a level 5 guild. You can get almost 16 million guild materials and funds, and the level 4 guild will be halved. Destroying a level 5 guild can get close to 8 million experience points, and a level 4 guild is 5 million points. However, this is only approximate data. The development of each guild is different, so the amount of looted materials is also different. Zhao Yuan, I have already reached the peak of the 6th level guild, and only a few million experience points are needed to reach the 7th level guild. The higher the level of the guild, the more difficult it is to improve. The top Xia players are all over 300 levels, and the guild has only reached level 13. At present, there is no 14th level guild in the world. During the battle, Zhao Yuan was enveloped by 5 beams of pure golden light, and he was promoted by 5 levels. Battle information. Kill the target, trigger the talent billion times proficiency. The current multiplier is 55 times, killing enemy players, a total of 498 W points, 8 times. Experience points will be obtained. The player's personal level has been increased by 5 levels, and the attribute points have been increased. A total of 253 W points of proficiency, 57 times, has been obtained, and all skills have been upgraded by 15 levels. After Yunning's skill aura is superimposed on the experience aura and proficiency aura, it provides all friendly units with 8 times the experience value acquisition and 2 times the proficiency acquisition. Chapter 154 SSS Level Baron. The 6th level guild has unlocked a brand new building defensive stance. From the drawings, this is a gray and white round tower that goes straight into the clouds. After construction, it can form a defensive position, which is commonly known as a protective barrier. However, Zhao Yuan obtained a more advanced and powerful blueprint, Jiangding Defense Stand Blueprint. This is an advanced version of the defensive stance building, similar to the difference between ordinary defensive towers, mage towers, and advanced arrow towers. Zhao Yuan used this blueprint to obtain the construction rights. Then there is the Castle in the Sky blueprint, which can be used to sublimate the Guild of Deceitful Soldiers into a castle in the sky. The entire garrison and its foundation will be suspended in mid-air and can move in the air. Zhao Yuan's eyes lit up. I said, from Baishan's live broadcast, we can see that the Shinting Guild is a large group of palaces, while the Lingshan Guild is a real Buddhist mountain, with many Buddhist temples standing on the top of the mountain. Monk Temple. Before I thought it was the change that would happen after the guild level was upgraded, but it turned out that the corresponding blueprint was used. Zhao Yuan used this precious city in the sky blueprint, which can be sublimated by consuming guild funds. Chu Zhaoking said, the magnificent city suspended at a height of tens of meters can ignore the ground troops. Even if the enemy wants to climb up the city wall, they can't do it. Only air units can attack Sky City. Of course, air units can carry ground troops. Zhang Fengwu looked forward to it. You can maintain a high altitude in the clouds and keep moving. Isn't this too cool? Zhao Yuan, hurry up and build it. Zhao Yuan, don't panic. What should I do? I have too many loot, densely packed, and I haven't checked the new skills obtained at level 40. Double jump fashion quality, purple wearing requirements, none attribute 1, HP plus 12 attribute 2, physical attack plus 8000 attribute 3, armor penetration plus 5000 attribute 4, nerve reflex plus 7 attribute 5, unlock double jump. Zhao Yuan took off the blue costume and put on this purple double jump costume. Nerve reflexes have improved Zhao Yuan's reaction ability, but it's useless, because Zhao Yuan doesn't need to react, just stand and take the damage. Although the double jump is rare, Zhang Fengwu, who has an S-level Lingbo Weibo, can even do a triple jump, and can walk like flying on the water surface and vertical walls, and can rely on internal force to leap to a height of more than 20 meters. Bind the demon rope type, magic weapon quality, purple attributes, health plus 15W, mana plus 2W, double defense plus 5W, physical attack plus 3000. Special effect, after opening, the single target will be restrained, the distance is 25 meters, and the cooldown is 8 minutes. Zhao Yuan spent a lot of copper coins to inherit a blue LV75 thick earth belt to the demon binding rope. The transfer of magic weapon strengthening has been completed, and the purple magic weapon binding demon rope has been strengthened to level 35. Advanced Pet Evolution Stone. When pets are at level 60, they can evolve from adults to full bodies. Zhao Yuan is now level 42, and 3 options appeared in front of him. Option 1, Freeze. Chapter 155 Sky City. Regenerate Aura Branch 1, Aura Range plus 100%. Branch 2, Magic Return plus 100%. Yu Ning was caught in a dilemma. One is to increase the halo range, and the other is to increase the magic power. Both are very powerful. Zhao Yuan responded, "Don't worry too much, there is a second awakening, and there are props to change the branching effect. It is completely possible to use both branches once, and then choose which one to use after you have experienced it. Yu Ning, my halo is enough to cover all friendly units now, and if I increase the range, the effect is not great, but in a later stage, when there are hundreds of millions or billions of troops, the range of the halo is very important. It's the early stage. I'll choose branch 2 first to increase the amount of magic back. I'll consider whether to change it later depending on the situation." Yu Ning chose the second branch effect, and the amount of magic return doubled. Then Yu Ning repeated the awakening trial 3 times, so he repeated his skills, and completed the awakening of the S-level Blood Volume Halo, the S-level Blood Recovery Halo, and the SS-level Crit Halo. The blood volume and the branches of the Blood Returning Halo are the same as the Magic Returning Halo, both of which are the range and value of the halo. Yu Ning chose the latter. The upper limit of blood volume and the value of blood return were both plus 100%. The first branch of the Crit Halo is Halo Range plus 100%. Branch 2, Critical Strike Damage increased by 5%. Yu Ning also chose the latter. Under normal circumstances, after a critical hit, the damage will be doubled, and the effect of Branch 2 will eventually be a critical hit damage of 150% or even higher. Yu Ning's other auras have not yet reached full level, and everyone rests. After all, they have been fighting for a whole day. Zhao Yuan was so sleepy that he didn't even consume the guild funds. The next day, through the floor-to-ceiling windows of the guild room, Zhao Yuan saw the blue sky and the thick clouds that looked like oil paintings. After upgrading to the 6th level guild, everything in the guild has been improved, and the rooms have become more luxurious, comfortable and fully furnished. The area has been expanded by about 5 times. The guild that originally had a large number of buildings and defense towers seemed a little dense, but now it has become unusually empty. Seeing Zhao Yuan walk out of the room, Zhang Fengwu urged, "You're alone from 10 o'clock, you can take a look at this nonsense." Zhao Yuan responded, "I have fought for most of my life, so I can't enjoy it." The guild funds in Zhao Yuan's hands are 170 million, and 140 million were obtained when he fought against a multinational allies later, and 30 million were left in the previous battle. Castle in the Sky cost 100 million guild funds. The corners of Zhao Yuan's mouth twitched, but when he thought of the effect of Sky City, he decisively chose the location of the Ascension Guild. 100 million guild funds have been consumed, and the guild residence has been upgraded to Sky City. Boom boom boom, everyone's feet swayed, as if it was a violent earthquake, and the 6th level guild building of New Odo was separated from the ground. Below the square guild station is the rock foundation, which is in the shape of an inverted triangle. The guild station rose slowly. Although it was slow, it was extremely stable. The environment of the whole station has also become lush and full of vitality, and all the buildings are plated with a layer of moss, which looks quite historical. And there are continuous rivers, common small animals living in the woods, and inconspicuous, faint rainbows hanging over fountains. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 156 Paint Quality Phoenix. In the last guild battle, The players who were killed by Zhao Yuan's team back to level 0 fell into despair. The 5th level president of Sakura country collapsed. It took me 6 years to upgrade to level 49. Do you know how I've been through the past 6 years? The 5th level president roared at the level 0 newcomers beside him. Not only are the guilds gone, but the ranks are all gone. It's like life is better than death. These players posted their accusations against the Deception Soldiers Guild on the forum, which aroused discussions among many players. Because killing the player back to level 0 is more difficult than killing the player in the true sense. A level 5 guild with 7 members? It's level 6 now. It actually defeated the allies of the 12 guilds in one breath. And also resisted the sneak attack on the guild station by the Sakura Kingdom. There are also golden arms. Is it true or false? Spread a rumor, refute the rumor and break your leg. Isn't it true? These people are really sad, and they are also level 49 powerhouses. They are about to do the 4th round. This is 6 years of time. It's also what it deserves. Isn't it normal to go to sneak attack on other people's guild resident and be slaughtered many times? Wait for me to remember the name of the terrorist guild, and the next time I meet you, I will force you to quit. It's a devil. Overnight, there were hundreds of thousands of heartbroken people in different novice villages. Guild information: the terrorist guild has won 31 guild battles in a row and won the Demon King mark. Warriors from different countries will have the right to launch a crusade against the Demon King. Only encounter guild forces of the same level mark of the Demon King. 31 guild battles have been won in a row so far, and the materials consumed by the reincarnation of troops have been reduced by 5%. Zhao Yuan found that there was a demon symbol above the name of the Guild of Deception Soldiers, which was the image of a demon with a visor and red eyes. That is to say, the higher the winning streak in the guild battle, the better the effect of the Demon King's mark. In the later stage, it can even reduce the consumption of guild materials and funds by a large percentage, Zhao Yuan said excitedly. Suyuxin, but the price is that it is easy to be targeted by guilds of the same level in other countries, now all over the world. As long as it is a 6th level guild, it can launch a conquest against us, and our guild will soon be promoted to a 7th level guild. The enemies of the 7th level guild will be extremely terrifying. The average level of players is above 70. Yun Ning said, they are all here to deliver supplies, and I will be able to awaken all of my Halo skills soon. The effect of the skills after awakening has produced a huge sublimation, and the 7th level guild can only fall under our soldiers. By the way, Zhao Yuan summoned the little phoenix. This guy is already level 40, and I have already stored intermediate evolution stones in my backpack, and I have even prepared advanced evolution stones. The little phoenix is now in the growth stage and has reached level 40 in the guild battle. Zhao Yuan consumes the intermediate evolution stone and chooses to evolve the phoenix. Pet Phoenix has been promoted to adulthood, the quality has been promoted to pink, and the skill resurrection has been obtained. Boom. The phoenix, which was originally the size of an eagle, expanded wildly and became the size of a normal car. Chapter 157. It's hard not to love. Taskbar: the teleportation skill cannot be used in the escort mission, and the mission fails after using the teleportation ability. Zhao Yuan said in the group chat, I also want to use Suyuxin's teleportation point to directly send Cheyenne Yolonguo back in the shortest possible time. Suyuxin, it's okay. The mission requirement is that the shorter the time, the higher the reward. With my dive fighter, the time spent on the journey will be very short, and also to avoid enemies on the ground, Suyuxin threw out a mechanical device, which quickly deformed in midair, becoming a 2-seater dive fighter. I can now summon 3 dive fighters, which can be upgraded with S-class modifications to add a seat to the fighter. Suyuxin quickly completed all the work. One of the fighter planes was a 3-seater, and all 7 members boarded the fighter plane. With the stunned expressions of the surrounding NPCs and players, he went straight into the clouds and plowed the thick clouds. Just kidding? Is this a fighter jet? Or 3? The players in the state city were shocked. Mechanical flow? A mechanical flow player above level 100 can summon an old-fashioned helicopter at most. Is this moving too fast? In the blink of an eye, there is only a small black spot left. Above the wilderness, whether in the air or on the ground, there are endless beasts. Isn't this team afraid of death? Hastily entered the wilderness air, Suyuxin turned on the autopilot for the other 2 dive battles, and said, I have upgraded the burst speed and the intensity of radar scanning for the fighters. The upgraded radar can detect high-intensity life energy, encounter powerful beasts or precious treasures, and we can all know in advance. Zhao Yuan looked at the clouds that were constantly passing from both sides and said, This escort mission gives a general route, pointing to the territory of the Black Pang bird, but the specific coordinates need to be searched by ourselves. 7 Well, like a heavy dark cloud, a large number of blackbirds condensed into a group and appeared in front of the team. Zhao Yuan said, "It's okay, dive fighters are also friendly units, and they can also have the effect of the oath, Su Yuxin turned on the fighter's heavy machine gun, and the torrent of bullets with a super high rate of fire swept towards the pitch-black monster at the same time. The small missiles below the two sides of the fighter were continuously launched, and the medium-sized missiles that cooled for 6 minutes also locked on the enemy. Boom, boom, the missile hit the target, and a splendid flame erupted, and the heavy machine gun smashed the body of the monster bird and beast into a sieve. A large number of pitch-black monsters smashed on the surface of the fighter, trying to break through the bulletproof glass. However, the oath effect was triggered, and the durability of the fighter did not drop at all. Battle information: the true oath has been triggered, and all damage to friendly units are borne by you. Trigger Thorn's anti-armor, causing 86W real damage. The strange bird that attacked the fighter plane was pierced by real damage. After suffering serious injuries, it fell from the air and smashed into pools of scarlet flesh. Jiang Fengwu said leisurely, "The escort mission is abyss, so the beasts along the way will be extremely terrifying, but with the effect of Zhao Yuan's oath, don't feel too relieved." Chapter 158 Shining Fruit. Zhong Wen released the Skull Cloud skill, which condensed all the skulls of the White-Bone Summoner and inlaid them into a cloud of skulls of different races, and Zhong Wen was able to step on the Skull Cloud to fly. A large number of skulls turned into air summons and collided with various flying beasts. Zhong Wen summoned the White-Boned Giant Beast. The back of the White-Boned Giant was pieced together with long and narrow skeleton wings. On the shoulders were the third-level Yangayan Tower and the Arcane Tower. The most conspicuous is naturally the 3 Crimson Sun Rays. Wherever they passed, a large number of flying beasts were melted and cut. Yun Ning's SS-level attack aura is also very powerful, with a percentage increase in attack attributes, and now it has increased attack power by 15%. The intensity and number of these flying beasts are getting higher and higher, and king-level flying creatures have begun to appear, Zhong Wen said. Zhao Yuan responded, "It's not a big problem. With a Baron skill, my defense and HP have been qualitatively changed again. Even an Emperor-level creature above level 70 can't break through my defense. What's more, this is only a low-level Baron, and it is even more exaggerated after full level." After the 10-second Baron draw, Zhao Yuan's health, double defense, and resistance skyrocketed wildly. Originally, it was unimaginable that the enemy could not even break the pure white shield, and now it is even more difficult. Battle information: Baron's skills draw a total of 70 resistances. Su Yuxin's steel mecha is equipped with a flight module, but it consumes a lot of energy, which means it consumes Su Yuxin's mana, and the magic halo restores 60W magic points per second, which is still the initial effect without the additional skill halo. Su Yuxin controlled the steel mecha to attack the flying beasts nearby. Any beast that touches Zhao Yuan's friendly units will be madly penetrated by the thorns. Zhao Yuan's body showed an illusory armor of thorns, and the armor was engraved with flowers covered with thorns. This is the skill display effect of SSS level Thorns anti-armor. Zhao Yuan's experience value and skill proficiency are also increasing. Not far away, a team of 10 players was shocked by the sight in front of them. Wang Difa. What happened? There are more than 100,000 flying beasts in front. This 10-person team rides on a huge mountain eagle, which is the team's flying mount. As a result, there were giant mechas and streamlined fighter jets on the opposite side, fighting with more than 100,000 flying beasts. Quickly detour, the team leader said. What level of player is this? How ferocious. Damn, that scarlet bird looks like a phoenix. Why do tens of thousands of flying beast corpses fall every second? No matter how strong these players are, they can't be the opponents of the beast group. Is that white bone monster a defensive tower on the shoulders? It really opened my eyes with a knife slashing its butt. FK. A level 45 royal bird. Slip away, I'm scared to pee. Not to mention the player on the back of the mountain eagle. The mountain eagle himself was frightened, and he quickly escaped without the master's order. The speed of the dive fighter is very fast. Although Zhao Yuan does not have Su Yuxin's smart glasses, he can see that the speed on the screen in front of the driver's seat is 300. At this time, there have been 3 rounds of eternal blazing sun solidified in the air, and as many flying beasts come, they will evaporate directly. Chapter 159 Crazy Attributes. With a stunt-like to posture, The dive fighter barely avoided the enemy's attack. Isn't there an oath effect? Why do you want to avoid it? Zhong Wen was puzzled. I just want to try the fighter plane skills, Su Yuxin explained. As far as the eye can see, it is a huge black-winged rock bird. The feathers on its body are like steel, shining with a cold luster in the sun. Black feathered rock quality, half-step monarch level, LV 60 HP. 2250 W magic value. 60 W power. 22 W physique. 20 W agility. 26 W intelligence. 15 W skills, broken steel, feather arrow, gust, Jiuxiao half-step monarch. Above the emperor level is the monarch level, but this bird has not really stepped into the monarch level, Zhao Yuan said. He directly releases the Baron's tentacles, linking to the first half-step monarch's rock bird, and draws the opponent's health, dual defense, and resistance within 10 seconds. Fanatical mockery. Indestructible golden body. Zhao Yuan's firepower is fully fired, pulling the half-step monarch bird into a taunting state, doubling the attack speed, and reducing the attack by 40%, plus Zhao Yuan's own 80% damage reduction, the effect of the indestructible golden body, and the extraction attribute of the Baron. Even if it is a half-step monarch level, it is difficult to break through Zhao Yuan's defense. Bing Neo used the broken steel skill to obtain a large armor-piercing effect. At the same time, he turned on Jiuxiao, instantly raised the height, went straight into the clouds, and finally swooped down with all his strength. The speed reached the limit, and no 1% could react. Kang! The sharp beak of the black-winged rock struck Zhao Yuan's forehead straight, as if hitting a goldstone. The entire beak was seriously shattered. The pain was so great that the Bing Neo screamed and flapped its wings, causing this place to fall into a gale wind. Battle information, suffering damage from the skills Jiuxiao and broken steel. The blood volume is reduced by 25 points, trigger thorn anti-armor, causing 256 W points of real damage twice, puff. There were hideous wounds on the boss, and even the internal organs were exposed, and the blood volume dropped significantly. It stands to reason that the attributes of the beast are being extracted along the way. Even after the link is disconnected, this part of the attributes will only slowly pass away. More than half of it remains on me. Even a half-step monarch can't break through such an exaggerated double defense. It seems that this broken steel skill has a lot of armor-piercing effects, Zhao Yuan analyzed. But even so, it only caused 25 points of damage. You must know that the passive and active refreshing pure white shield has 6 layers. Even 100 half-step monarch beasts could not break through Zhao Yuan's pure white shield. Teammates took action one after another. As soon as all the skills were cooled down, they would be released immediately. Because the recovery amount of the magic recovery halo was too exaggerated, Zhang Fengwu is already starting to stack the 18 dragon palms. Zhong Wen is trying to control the bones in Bing Neo's body. Chu Zhaoqing releases time chess game to have the time flow in the area where the agile boss is located at the same time. He kept throwing the gun of Longinus, but the lethal effect was never triggered. The wind, the half-step sovereign level bird flapped its wings frantically, and countless sharp blades made of strong winds crushed towards the team. But the team is directly immune to the damage of this skill, because it is all grafted to Zhao Yuan. The oath effect is triggered, take all the damage of the friendly unit, and trigger the thorns to resist armor. Trigger thorn anti-armor, trigger. The boss triggered the thorns anti-armor many times in one breath, and the blood bar was directly emptied, leaving only the last trace of blood. Although it has intelligence, it can only attack Zhao Yuan desperately in the state of fanatical taunting. Jiuxiao plus broken steel. The boss had no choice but to launch a deadly combo at the end, bursting out faster than the dive fighter, and successfully knocked out Zhao Yuan's 35 horsepower. Then it was pierced directly by the anti-armor. The blood bar was emptied, and the reduced durability of Zhao Yuan's pure white shield was instantly refilled under the passive effect of the Destiny Maniac. Zhao Yuan has experimented that the durability of the pure white shield can also enjoy the passive blood recovery of the Destiny Maniac. That is to say, when Zhao Yuan's 6 layers of pure white shields are all broken and his blood volume is reduced to 5%, actively activate the Maniac of Destiny, and when the blood volume is full, there will be another 5 layers of pure white shield, which is 11 layers of pure white shield. The monarch will have to shake his head when he sees it. Chapter 160 Infinite Flesh. The levels and skill levels of the rest of the members have also been improved. With Yuning's skill Halo plus experience Halo plus proficiency Halo, the team's upgrade speed cannot be slowed down. In particular, Zhao Yuan's billion-fold proficiency talent, and Yu Ning's combined proficiency reached 64 times. The skill upgrade cost after an awakening was extremely terrifying, but Zhao Yuan did not feel the pressure of awakening skill upgrade. The most difficult part has been completed by us, and we only need to return to the auction house in the state city, Chu Zhaoqing said. Zhao Yuan, after I get the third accessory, I'm going to speed through the Tier 4 arena to see if I can match a strong enough player. Maybe I can recruit an S-level player back, 7 Zhang Fengwu casually said. No big state city, there will definitely be S-level skill players, and the lone wolf player who maintains the level 40 and level 50 dungeon clearance records must be one of them. Zhao Yuan pondered, there is also the guild's Demon King mark, and soon there will be heroes from other countries to fight against us. I don't know the rules of the subjugation battle between the Demon King and the hero, however, I plan to use the remaining 5,000 W guild funds to build high-level arrow towers. Because of the crusade between the Demon King and the Brave, we will definitely be able to get a lot of battlefield points. I believe that it won't be long before the last 10 pieces of orange troops can be collected. When the time comes, you can directly create exclusive equipment for the orange troops, and you don't need to create equipment for the half-blood dragon. During the conversation of the crowd, under the siege of hundreds of thousands of flying beasts, Zhao Yuan's team returned to the prefecture safe and sound. See Zhao Yuan's team's visit, and the baby-like clear fruit in Zhao Yuan's hands. The artisan's jaw seemed to be dislocated. Xian Yuanguo? Really, how long have you been gone? Haven't an hour passed, Su Yuxin? 1 hour and 19 minutes, the jewelry craftsman put down his work, picked up the Xianyuan fruit and kept looking at it, and finally put it into a bottle of white jade. The task of finding Xianyuan fruit has been completed. It took 1 hour and 19 minutes, and the highest reward will be obtained. Additional rewards get personal level +2, 4 billion copper coins, tier 4 gems 10. The jewelry maker finally took out a talisman from the locked safe, then he dug out 6 pieces of slightly inferior accessories from other places. This is 1 golden talisman and 6 pale gold talismans, which are already the highest reward I can pay. I still don't understand, how did you cross the Black Pengbird? How did you return in such a short period of time? Just that broken bird. Zhong Wen slapped his mouth and said, the attributes are quite good, and it can barely be used as a summoned item for me. Speaking of which, Zhong Wen summoned the half-step monarch-level black-legged pengbird skull, which opened the eyes of the jewelry craftsman. Amulet of Chiang, upgradable, quality, golden level, LV1 attribute, physical defense plus 30W. The third accessory is a talisman, which provides physical defense attributes, and the fourth item is mostly magic resistance. Zhao Yuan put on the golden Chiang talisman. Level 1 provides 30W of physical defense. After spending copper coins to upgrade the level, the attributes provided can continue to increase. The other members also wore pale gold quality amulets and left the auction house. Zhao Yuan entered the inn-room, opened the arena panel, and chose to match the opponent. Chapter 161 An Awakening of Teammates. Around the arena where blood and fire were intertwined, there were a large number of onlookers, all of them players who paid for a viewing spot. Only the duel between the hero and the Demon King, and the battle of some super high-level powerhouses, will appear in the audience. After all, the vast majority of players have no spare time, so how could they come to watch others play in the arena? Damn it! Isn't this Demon King the notorious president of the Deceitful Soldier? An audience member exclaimed. The terrorist guild has also obtained the Demon King mark, and he himself has also obtained the Demon King mark, the Great Demon King. It's very exciting. Level 60 and level 46 have formed attribute crushing, and not everyone can become a hero, and the worst is also a first-class powerhouse. However, the rumors about the terrorist guild are also very interesting. In the large-scale guild battle, more than 100,000 players were killed to level 0. It takes at least 4 or 5 years for an ordinary player to reach level 45. This Zhao Yuan is too cruel. I also feel that this person is not easy. Even a level 60 hero is probably not his opponent. The key is the people of the Xia country. The Xia country has resisted the fierce attack of the beautiful country before. At this critical point, such a monstrous genius appeared. After the 3-second countdown ended, the illusory light and shadow of the tiger's head appeared above the head of the enemy using the two-handed machete, and launched a swift attack towards Zhao Yuan. Zhao Yuan didn't move, seized the opportunity, and opened the indestructible golden body ahead of time. Similar enemies have long been prepared, and as a Demon King, it is definitely impossible to be a fool. Standing in place full of flaws, This is simply a dangerous signal. The enemy looked at Zhao Yuan's body and said, "A skill to strengthen defense? It should have a duration. When the skill time has passed, it's time to shoot. I'm actually losing blood. Is this the burning field? It can only last for 15 seconds. Zhao Yuan's expression was relaxed. Although the new skill Infinite Flesh could not be used for the time being, and his 9 billion copper coins were not used to strengthen his combat power, it was still very easy to fight a level 60 lone hero. A level double knife who was on. The enemy used his own esoteric skills, and the light of the knife swept across Zhao Yuan's neck instantly, but the enemy's double knives broke. Injured, the damage has been reduced by 61.5%, causing 0 damage, triggering SSS anti-armor, causes 90W real damage, click. The enemy's blood bar was emptied directly, and the durability of the pale gold weapon in his hand returned to 0, and there was no way to repair it. Zhao Yuan still put his hands in his pockets leisurely and started the next duel. It's the anti-armor ability. It's the first time I've seen a second person with reflection damage. As expected of the Demon King, it seems that he only used a small part of his strength. The level 60 Brave just now is already a first-class man. No matter his equipment or skills, he's extremely good, but ended up with a broken weapon. Seeing the arena information, Zhao Yuan was surprised because the reward for winning was more generous than he thought. The experience value has been obtained 35W, the skill proficiency is 16W, the competitive currency is 4,000 points, and the devil points are 3 points. If the Demon King points are accumulated to a certain level, they can be promoted to the second order Demon King, which can increase the percentage of all attributes. It only takes less than 2 minutes for a duel to get such a generous reward, but if you fail once, you will directly lose the mark of the devil. If it weren't for Yu Ning's skill Halo and experience value Halo, this showdown between the Demon King and the Brave would be an extremely exaggerated upgrade holy place. Unfortunately, the effect of 12 times the upgrade speed is even more outrageous. Chapter 162 An Awakening Effect. Chu Zhaoqing gradually completed the awakening trial. With the effect of the real vow, the original trial of narrow escape became boring. The branch effect of the S-class mermaid is branch 1, cooldown time minus 50%. Branch 2, priority increase. The cooling time of the S-level mermaid is 3 seconds, and it can transform into a pile of dreamy water bubbles after being attacked. Because of the effect of Zhao Yuan's oath, this skill has not been triggered for a long time, so Chu Zhaoqing chose branch 2, the priority of the skill is increased. When encountering similar taunting skills and imprisoning skills, the mermaid can also offset the ability with a priority lower than her own after awakening. Mermaid skills return to level 1 and can continue to improve. SS class Hades' invisibility cap. Awakening branch. Branch 1, stealth range plus 100%. Branch 2, invisibility level plus 1. Chu Zhaoqing chose branch 2, the stealth level plus 1. It is less likely to be seen by the enemy's detection skills, and after entering the combat state, it can maintain stealth for a longer period of time. SS class Last Supper. Awakening branch. Branch 1, skill range plus 100%. Branch 2, skill effect plus 100%. Chu Zhaoqing naturally chose branch 2, because there is no shortage of AoE damage in the team, such as Phoenix's eternal blazing sun. After choosing branch 2, the Last Supper can also cause obvious effects when facing half-step monarch level creatures. Chu Zhaoqing, for the time being, only these skills are at full level, and most of the rest of the skills are above level 90, and Su Yuxin also withdrew from the awakening trial and completed the awakening of full level skills. S-class fixed turret. Branch 1, turret range plus 100%. Branch 2, the turret gets the suspension function. Su Yuxin chose branch 1, because this is only an S-level fort, which can move by itself and can be suspended in mid-air. S-class mechanical maintenance. Branch 1, cooldown minus 100%. Branch 2, repair effect plus 100%. Su Yuxin chose branch 2, because the mechanical maintenance of the S-class seemed a little powerless when facing such huge monsters as cruise ships, dive fighters, and sky mechs. No matter how much cooling time is shortened, these mechanical giants cannot be repaired at all. It is better to strengthen the repair effect. SS class mechanical tank. Branch 1, electromagnetic pulse gun plus 1. Branch 2, durability plus 100%. It's still the same reason. With Zhao Yuan's oath effect, choosing branch 2 is purely a waste of skill. Awakening. Even Zhao Yuan can't stop the damage. What's the use of increasing the durability by 100%? Su Yuxin decisively chose branch 1, adding an electromagnetic pulse gun to each mechanical tank. Su Yuxin, the teleportation point skill has reached level 95, and the teleportation point skill will be awakened soon. At that time, it should be possible to double the number of teleportation units. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 163 Red Dragon Cave. Zhao Yuan continued to play dozens of Demon King tournaments, and more spectators gathered. This Zhao Yuan is worthy of the title of Demon King, with his hands in his pockets, and he never took them out once. Disgusting, sarcasm plus anti-armor, and a gray shield value. How can I fight this? Even if I guess some of Zhao Yuan's skill attributes, it won't help. It's just an unsolvable skill combination, and Zhao Yuan seems to have been hiding several other skills. So far he has only released these few abilities, but as the number of consecutive victories in the Demon King's competition continues to increase, there will always be enemies that Zhao Yuan has to fight with all his might. Damn it, this Zhao Yuan is a member of the Xia Kingdom. The Xia Kingdom is already at the forefront of the crisis. At this time, a monstrous newcomer rises up. I seem to have seen the turbulent end. After Zhao Yuan finished the competition, his Demon King points alone increased by 2/3, and if he won for a while, he could be promoted to Tier 2 Demon King in the Tier 4 competitive mall. The maximum purchase limit for unit reincarnation symbols is 10,000, and the unit price is 200 competitive coins. Zhao Yuan spent 2 million competitive coins to buy 10,000 unit reincarnation pools. As the Arena Demon King, he has some privileges, including the effect of advancing future arena coins and spending them in the mall in advance. Zhao Yuan's competitive currency has become -50W, but he can earn it back soon. He teleported back to the guild resident. As the guild leader, he could return to the guild building in a second. When he was out of combat, other members need to wait for 3 seconds to send. Zhao Yuan consumed all 10,000 unit reincarnation charms, and 10,000 units of level 5 half-blood dragon and climbed out of the reincarnation pool. The current guild panel is, level 6 guild, Tricky Soldiers, Mark, Tier 1 Demon King, reincarnation cost -5%, guild building durability plus 10%, President, Zhao Yuan Vice President, Union Guild Experience. 9,431 guild funds. 2,250 guild supplies. 0 guild arms. 30,000 units of pterosaur cavalry, light gold, 5.30000 blood dragons, golden, guild buildings, guild hall, warehouse, advanced city wall, level 2 mage tower 6, level 3 Yangayan tower 1, level 3 arcane tower 1, level 3 withered arrow tower 1, sword gang defense stand guild NPCs, steward, purple, barracks commander, purple, master blacksmith, light gold, guild members. 7 people, maximum 200W people, with just a few million guild experience points, they can break through a 100 million and be promoted to a 7th level guild. Zhao Yuan opened his own equipment panel, and he was going to consume 9 billion copper coins for strengthening. The optional targets are equipment, magic weapon, and 3 accessories. Zhao Yuan chose to strengthen the highest quality golden jewelry on his body, the Red Sun Amulet. 8.5 billion copper coins have been consumed, and the Red Sun Amulet has been raised to LV74. The higher the quality of the jewelry, the more copper coins will be spent to upgrade the level, and the jewelry can directly increase the level. It takes 90 billion copper coins to upgrade the golden jewelry to orange Red Sun Talisman quality, golden level, LV74 attribute, physical defense plus 70W points. Zhao Yuan's physical defense soared crazily. It was originally a balanced physical defense and magic defense, but now his physical defense exceeded 70W points. Sun Kai looked up at the deep sky and said, "The celestial phenomenon has become disordered again, Zhao Yuan, another blood moon. It's probably, besides the blood moon, there may be other catastrophic celestial phenomena." Su Yuxin responded, "I don't know how many players will die." Chapter 164 Dragon Slaying. Swept by the shuddering momentum, the teammates were more or less in a daze. Battle information, affected by the shudder skill, the willpower attribute is being judged, the soul strength is being judged, the stun effect has been exempted. Zhao Yuan doesn't need to activate the unyielding soul, the current 1000 points of willpower and 40 points of soul strength are already very scary. It was easily exempted from the control effect of tremor, and the Crimson Dragon slammed into the Sky City, resulting in dizziness. The City of the Sky is now shrouded in a layer of golden swords, isolating the Crimson Dragon. At the same time, the 3-level Withered Arrow Tower in the guild's resident crazily shot poisonous arrows, cracking the giant dragon's huge scales. The teammates woke up from the dizzy state one after another. This is the dragon power of the pure-blooded dragon? If there is no internal force blessing, I will completely faint. Zhang Fengwu looked at the giant dragon that kept hitting Jiang Gang's defensive position. Can this defensive stance have an oath effect? Zhao Yuan responded, the defensive stance is not considered a friendly unit, but the ability effect of the sword mound, the oath effect can only be attached to the sword mound. It doesn't matter if the defensive position is broken. Anyway, all friendly units, including guild buildings, have the oath effect attached, Yuning said. With a city in the sky, the most vulnerable thing is the defensive position. Any building inside, when the enemy attacks, will trigger the thorns to resist armor. Roar! The Crimson Dragon opened its huge mouth with fangs, and orange-red flames brewed in its throat and abdomen. Boom! The exaggerated dragon flames washed over Jiang Gang's defensive position, and the orange-red dragon flames continued to spread along the edge of the defensive position. At this time, the Crimson Dragon had sensed the strength of Zhao Yuan's team, and it couldn't break through the barrier with all its strength. But now it has been controlled by fanatical taunts, and there is no escape. 10 seconds later, Zhao Yuan drained 35% of the Crimson Dragon's health, dual defense, and resistance, and the dragon became weaker and weaker. The 2 mage towers on the shoulders of his Hongwang's bone monster were placed back in place. The 3rd-level Yangayan Tower, the Arcane Tower, and the Withered Arrow Tower frantically attacked the dragon, and the blood volume continued to drop. However, the rank of the Crimson Dragon clan is a half-step monarch, exempt from the effect of the Arcane Tower's curse of transformation. There is no white rabbit that changes from a giant dragon to a soft and cute one. Zhang Fengwu was eager to try, and opened the 18 dragon subduing palms, and kept slapping on the dragon scales at a very high speed. The giant dragon activated the King's Landing skill, and every pore of its body seeped an unusually violent flame, and the aura of flames that burned everything spread around in an instant. It caused a lot of damage to the defensive position, and also touched Zhang Fengwu, and the damage was grafted onto Zhao Yuan. Battle information: the oath effect is triggered, 0 damage is suffered, and the Thorn's anti-armor effect is triggered, cause 186 W points of real damage twice, puff puff. Exaggerated cracks spanned the dragon's chest and abdomen, and the hard and majestic dragon scales were completely shattered, revealing the internal organs. The blood volume of the giant dragon dropped by 372 W points, and the blood bar dropped significantly. During this period, Zhang Fengwu kept stacking the 18 dragon subduing palms until he stacked up to 36 palms. The 18 dragon subduing palms can cause extra real damage when facing high-level life forms such as dragons, titans, behemoths, and angels. Chapter 165: The Blood Race Attacks. This is the frightening thing about unlimited flesh and blood. The upper limit of blood volume provided by a single ferocious beast is too small, but if millions or tens of millions of ferocious beasts are killed, the upper limit of blood volume will increase to an unimaginable level. And after the level of infinite flesh is increased, the upper limit of blood volume obtained by killing beasts of the same level will continue to increase. Zhao Yuan jumped off the guild's residence and landed near the dragon cave. When he entered it, he could see mountains of gold coins, gems, and precious utensils. This is the previous bed of the Crimson Dragon. The dragon loves gems and gold coins, and usually buries its body deeply under the pile of gold coins. The Crimson Dragon has been killed, the Red Dragon Cave has been occupied, and all the treasures stored have been obtained. I have obtained 10,000 types of reincarnation symbols, 4th level gems 800, 15 billion copper coins, attribute point potions 10, and 4th level strengthening stones 1000. Big explosion, Zhao Yuan excitedly said, 1W unit reincarnation talisman, the value is immeasurable, level 4 gems are even more precious. They can't be bought with money. They can only be obtained in high-level secret realms. There are still 15 billion copper coins, which can strengthen oneself, and the 4th level strengthening stone is enough to strengthen the equipment to plus 40, attribute point potion, get 100 free attribute points after use. Zhao Yuan drank 10 bottles in one go, and added 1,000 points to his physique. Zhao Yuan crazily strengthened the equipment on his body, although the purple equipment on his body was not up to the level, and the quality was too low. But the strengthened copper coins can be inherited to new equipment, and there will be no waste. Boldly strengthened and you're done. Forging information. 3.5 billion copper coins have been spent, and the whole body equipment has been successfully strengthened by +40. For each strengthening +1, increase the initial attribute of the equipment by 5%, and strengthen it to +40, that is, increase the attribute by 200%. However, the further you strengthen, the lower the probability of success. If the enhancement fails, not only will the materials be deducted, but it will also cause certain damage to the equipment if it is an equipment that has been strengthened to +99. If the final forging enhancement fails, the entire piece of equipment will be broken and its durability will return to 0. The 5.3W Half-Blood Dragonman is enough to deal with the next battle against the Demon King. This 10,000 unit reincarnation talisman can keep the orange unit that will be reincarnated in the future. For the rest of the time, Zhao Yuan controlled Sky City, constantly destroying the beast forces encountered along the way, and gained a lot of experience points, skill proficiency, and guild materials. Before the sky was completely dark, the outline of a blood-red moon could be vaguely seen above the sky. Zhao Yuan said, "It's getting late, let's choose a safer place to stop and return to Zhaocheng." The blood moon celestial phenomenon has been frozen in midair before entering the night, which shows that the blood moon celestial phenomenon this time is even more terrifying, Sun Qiu added. At the same time, players all over the world can see the blood-red moon that emerged in advance. After this night, it is unknown how many people will die. Surviving players will undoubtedly receive a huge boost when the night completely watered the entire land. The regional announcement sounded regional announcement. A cataclysmic event occurred, the blood moon was in the sky, and the blood clan invaded. In the blood moon state, all attributes of the blood family plus 300%, after being transformed by the blood family, they will lose their humanity and transform into blood family. During the catastrophe event, the safe zone and teleportation point will be invalid. The quiet blood-red moonlight splashed on the stacked buildings, and the blood clan with scarlet eyes formed a continuous piece. Different from the blood race in Zhao Yuan's imagination, these creatures are extremely ugly, afraid of the sun, extremely active under the blood moon, and can continuously recover from fatal injuries. Although it is humanoid, its skin is black and blue, and its back has membrane-covered wings. Bloodlines quality, Overlord. Chapter 166. The Sword Comes. The ugly creature favored by the blood moon gave Zhao Yuan the first impression of swiftness, or crazy charm. The movement speed is not only fast, but also has characteristics and recognition. No matter whether it is the city wall, or the arrow tower or the watchtower, they can't stop these blood races. The battle has broken out. Almost every player has encountered blood clans that are far more numerous than their own team, and everyone has vague expectations for the oath buff in the status bar. Because Zhao Yuan is already a demon king who has gone out of the circle to other countries, it is impossible to make a choice to die since he dared to bear the damage of the entire state city human race. Might he really be able to resist it? In just 3 seconds, Zhao Yuan's battle information swiped frantically, and hundreds of thousands of the same information popped up in 1 second. The true oath has been triggered, bearing all the damage for friendly units. The injury has been reduced by 80%. When attacked, your own HP will be reduced by 0 points, triggering the Thorn's anti-armor, causing 80W real damage twice. Trigger Thorn's anti-armor, trigger Thorn's anti-armor, trigger. The entire state city was stunned, because they found that they seemed as if they were invincible. What kind of skill is this? Anti-armor? The blood clan can't lose a drop of blood when hitting me, but it has deducted a small half of the blood bar itself. Is it so unbelievable? You must know that Zhao Yuan took the damage of the entire state city. Look at Zhao Yuan, he is lying on a rocking chair eating potato chips. This is a catastrophe under the blood moon sky. No wonder it's so leisurely. The atmosphere of the whole team is very relaxed. It seems to be aware of Zhao Yuan's terrible strength. The presidents of several 6th-level guilds were also stunned. Zhao Yuan still has a gray-white shield value on his health bar. He took the damage of Quanzhou City, and he didn't even lose his shield. Could it be that he doesn't break the defense? Can the threefold increase of the blood clan also break his defense? It's been a long time since I met the boss. It's really cool to win. Like the previous catastrophe events, the beasts will not drop any items when they die, but will only increase the battlefield points. Only after the cataclysmic events can survive the cataclysmic events, the corresponding rewards can be obtained. Zhao Yuan has ignored the battlefield standings, and he is now focusing on the effect of infinite flesh. Kill the target, Trigger infinite flesh and blood. Permanently increase the upper limit of blood volume by 0.02 points. Trigger infinite flesh. Trigger. Yuning also turned on the halo, but she only attached the 3 halos of skills, experience, and proficiency to her teammates and did not expose them. After all, these 3 halos may be more appalling than the blood-sucking attribute Yuning. The scary thing about the Blood Clan is the ability to transform, which can transform the attacked humans into the Blood Clan, and lose their humanity from then on. However, all friendly units are shrouded in the Oath effect, and no one will be transformed into a Blood Clan. The most terrifying point of this cataclysm is simply gone. The second point is that all attributes under the Blood Moon Celestial Phenomenon plus 300%, even if it is strengthened 3 times, it is not an Emperor-level creature, and it is impossible to break Zhao Yuan's defense. Zhang Fengwu responded, my only SSS-level skill, its strength is affected by its own attributes, skill level, and the quantity and quality of nearby blades. There are at least 30 W-long swords here. Zhang Fengwu stepped on the Lingbo micro-step, tapped several times in the air, and used his strong internal strength to support himself in the air. I saw his black hair swaying backwards by the strong wind of internal force, his white shirt swaying with the wind, and his eyes seemed to contain morning stars. Sword is coming, Zhang. Chapter 167 SSSS Grade Sword Master. With a Baron skill, Zhao Yuan is truly invincible in a one-to-many situation. With the addition of the skill Halo, the number of Baron's tentacles has reached 3,000, which means that he can extract 35% of the life, double defense, and resistance attributes of 3,000 units. And the Baron's tentacles are also friendly units. Even if the enemy has special damage, they cannot cut off these void pipes because it will trigger the Oath effect. Zhao Yuan's infinite flesh and blood has tripled with the addition of the skill Halo. Permanently increasing the maximum HP by 1 point will increase the maximum HP by 3 points. Gong Heron initiated a friend request for Zhao Yuan, and Zhao Yuan chose to agree. Gong Heron carried the long and narrow sword and walked into the distant front. Now is the time for her to show her strength. There are only 7 people in the deceitful squad, and every single one of them is a unique existence. Wearing the promise buff and part of Yuning's halo, she slashed towards the king-level Blood Clan Zhang. With one knife, the king-level Blood Clan was cut into countless pieces, and she cut out dozens of knives in just 1 second. Gong Heron's skills are, SSS-level Sword Master, obtain the top sword skill. After reaching the full level, you can develop your own sword skill, and the damage of using sword weapons increases by 268%. SS-level Burning Soul, the attack has the effect of burning mana, which burns the enemy's mana in proportion to the damage. S-level Sharpness, weapon sharpness plus 180. SS-level Sharpness, weapon sharpness plus 360. S-class Sharpness, SS-class Sharpness, S-class Sharps class Sharp. Except for the Master of Swordsmanship and the ability to burn the soul, the rest of the skills are all sharp, both S-level and SS-level. The current Gong Heron can cut a pale gold armor with 1 stroke. Even Zhao Yuan's pale gold shield might be cut in half. The sword in Gong Heron's hand turned into a sickle for harvesting straw. It was as easy as cutting tofu and mud. Whether it was a king or an emperor, if the deadly part is cut off, it will cause a lethal effect, so that the full blood can be killed instantly. The same is true for players, even if they still have a blood bar, but the head is cut off, the lethal effect will be triggered, and the blood bar will be cleared. Gong Heron didn't have fancy skills and special effects, but he took the most deadly and practical route. When facing a terrifying defender like Zhao Yuan, she doesn't need to break the defense. As long as she finds an opportunity to cut Zhao Yuan's neck with 1 stroke, Zhao Yuan will also be seriously injured. However, Zhao Yuan has a maniac of destiny, and his severed limb injuries can heal on their own. An unawakened fanatic can recover his severed limbs, and an awakened maniac of destiny can even grow back its head. Yuning said, this Gong Heron doesn't look like a cunning character, but it's hard to guess people's hearts, so you can try to get in touch slowly. Su Yuxin's skin was covered with nanoparticles, piecing together to form a streamlined sky mecha. With artificial intelligence, flight, energy pulse, and other functions, it is somewhat similar to Iron Man, but the shape is different. SS-class Giant Mecha. Chapter 168 Moonlight. Zhao Yuan's battlefield points firmly occupy the first place in the scoreboard. Every time a 4 million friendly unit is attacked, Zhao Yuan can trigger 8 million times of thorns in anti-armor. His output alone accounts for 85% of the overall output, but he himself is extremely leisurely. He should eat and drink, Unlike other shield players, he needs to move wherever he needs to. And with the improvement of the pure white shield skills, the value of each layer of pure white shield will gradually increase from 50% of the life value inherited to 100%. The pure white shield after the full level should be able to inherit 100% of the life value, and the infinite flesh and blood can be superimposed on the blood volume without limit. There is also the extraction effect of the Baron's tentacles, which can also increase the upper limit of blood volume. Baron plus infinite flesh plus pure white shield can make Zhao Yuan even more fleshy than a monarch-level creature originally. The Emperor-level blood clan had a lot of armor-piercing attributes, and could deal single-digit damage to Zhao Yuan, but after using the Baron, Zhao Yuan was able to ignore half a step of the monarch level. With the passage of time, no human race died, and all the blood-dyed races, as many as they came in other regions of the world, countless human forces have been destroyed. The Blood Moon is a disaster for other players, but it is equivalent to an experience acceleration package for Zhao Yuan. Battlefield scoreboard: first, Zhao Yuan 2.5 W second, Yuning 1.5 W third, Su Yuxin 1.2 W. The top 8 in the battlefield standings are all members of Zhao Yuan's team. Under the huge blood-red moon, 3 half-step monarch-level blood dukes appeared, as if they had fallen directly from mid-air, and their figures gradually enlarged from the blood moon blood duke quality. Half-step monarch level, LV 60 HP. 5000 W magic value. 500 W power. 50 W physique. 50 W agility. 60 W intelligence. 30 W skills, transformation, charm, moonlight, teleportation. Zhao Yuan activated the frenzy taunt skill and controlled the 3 half-step monarch-level vampires. Zhao Yuan, who has drawn 3000 units of the Baron's tentacles, is now invincible, and the Duke of Blood has activated frenzy and teleportation. It can slaughter human beings like ghosts, and quickly transform a large number of blood slaves. But these skills are meaningless in front of Zhao Yuan. No matter how fast he moves, he is still a muggle. After being ridiculed, Jiang Fengwu turned on the SSS level sword again, controlling 30,000 sword blades with true energy, turned into a wisp of white practice, and crazily washed over the Blood Duke. But the 3 dukes in elegant suits shattered into illusory moonlight. Pieces of crimson moonlight dissipated, and quickly condensed in another location, restoring the body of the Duke. This is the moonlight skill, which is very similar to Chu Zhaoking's mermaid. It is a stand-in skill to block damage, Jiang Fengwu said. Crazy charm plus teleportation plus moonlight. This Duke is like a nightmare existence. What players are most afraid of is this kind of super high explosive boss with a lot of displacement, because it often requires human life to pile up. Guang Heron held the knife in both hands. The blade was covered with a layer of blue smoke phantom, and rushed in front of the Duke of Blood, slashing out dozens of knives in an instant. Zhao Yuan could barely see dozens of smoke waves passing by, and the Blood Duke was cut into broken bloody moonlight. Chapter 169 SSS Grade Gold Plastic. At the beginning of the battle, Sun Kai released 5 celestial skills, and now the 5W Half-Blood Dragon was sent over, and he commanded the Half-Blood Dragon. With 4 additional buffs, the Half-Blood Dragon Legion keeps switching formations, changing back and forth from the one-word-long snake formation to the 4-door pocket formation at the same time, turn on the killer skill, and madly kill the Blood Clan until the sky turned blue and the clouds thinned. The Blood Moon gradually disappeared, and this cataclysm event was over. The average level of the Half-Blood Dragon Man has been brushed to level 4, and under the superposition of the halo, the upgrade speed has reached 15 times. Zhao Yuan's infinite flesh was superimposed all night. Unlimited flesh and blood. The current maximum blood volume has been permanently increased by 90 W. Some weak blood races will only increase the maximum blood volume by 0.02 after killing them, while the half-step monarch level blood family provides 3 points of blood volume limit. Battle information. A total of 1,236 W experience points, 15 times, have been obtained, and the player's personal level has been increased by 7. Attribute points have been increased. Kill the target and trigger the talent hundreds of millions of times of proficiency. The current multiplier is 70 times, a total of 765 W points of skill proficiency, 75 times, are obtained. Awakened skills increase by 25 levels, and unawakened skills increase by 35 levels. During the battle, Zhao Yuan was enveloped by golden light a total of 7 times, and his level reached level 53, and he could obtain a brand new SSS level skill. Originally, after reaching level 50, you had to change jobs to continue leveling up, otherwise the experience points would be blocked. However, After level 50, there is no such restriction, and the job transfer will only strengthen the player's attribute points, and cannot block the experience value. Yunning reminded, it seems that the corpses of all the blood races have changed. Zhao Yuan looked up and saw that the bodies of all the blood races had turned into piles of powder in the early 10 days of the sun, and were blown away by a swirling cold wind. The blood-red sand grains in the powder were all pieced together, leaving behind a handful of blood-red sand grains. Are there any additional items to drop? You need to cover the sun, and you can get it after completely destroying the corpse of the blood race. Zhao Yuan was quite surprised. He naturally stepped forward and put away the handful of scarlet sand grains. No one dared to stop him, but there were a few players with fiery eyes that seemed to recognize this item. Legacy of the Blood Moon, an unknown substance left behind by the Blood Moon celestial phenomenon, with unknown effects. It turned out to be part of the Blood Moon celestial phenomenon? It has nothing to do with the Blood Clan. Although I can't see the purpose, it can be thrown into the corner, Zhao Yuan said to himself. At this time, a bloated player approached and said in a respectful tone, Boss Zhao Yuan, can you sell me the scarlet sand just now? You can ask for a price. Zhao Yuan asked back, do you know the purpose of these blood-red sand grains? The bloated player hesitated. It doesn't matter if you tell the boss, this is a rare and precious sacrificial material. As for how rare it is, you can see clearly by looking at the remains of blood race corpses all over the place. Sacrificial? What? Zhao Yuan continued to ask. Of course, it is to sacrifice the world, mountains and rivers, and then you can get blessings. It may be a buff that increases the experience value multiple, or it may be a reward that increases your luck value. In short, there are many types of rewards, the bloated player continued. Although this material is precious, it needs other sacrificial materials to be combined to be effective, otherwise it will be a pile of waste. Is there a weapon reincarnation charm? The only item Zhao Yuan is interested in at the moment is the soldier reincarnation charm. Although it is difficult to collect, I can also find it. How about 500 yuan? 500. Zhao Yuan smiled. 5,000 yuan, not even one less. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 170, about to enter the Second Awakening. After the enhancement transfer, this set of light gold equipment will be strengthened to +20, and the enhancement level of the original +40 purple equipment will return to 0. The 1W unit reincarnation charm kept the orange unit reincarnated, and 10 bottles of extra-large proficiency potions were presented to Yunning by Zhao Yuan. Each bottle of extra-large proficiency potion can provide 20W proficiency. Yunning's skill aura was rushed to level 80, skill aura, skill effect +400%. Zhao Yuan has hundreds of millions of times the proficiency, and the speed of skill upgrade is exaggerated. Even if other teammates kill a huge number of beasts, it is difficult to upgrade their skills to the full level of 100 in a short period of time. Pale golden wings, wear level, LV50 feather slots. 6 attributes, health +45W, double defense +10W, magic value +9W, armor penetration +1W, magic resistance penetration +1W, movement speed +50. Special effect, can fly at low altitude for 3 minutes. Cool down for 1 hour. Zhao Yuan put on pale gold wings, and the attribute panel jumped a bit. Jiang Fengwu, I'm still 23% short of experience points to be able to upgrade to level 50, but the newly acquired skills are definitely not as powerful as swords. Guangheron's equipment was also completely new. After every cataclysmic event, 70% to 80% of the players would die, and the strong ones who survive won't get too rich in rewards. Guangheron said, the discussion will be discussed tomorrow. I need to go to the inn to sleep and restore my energy. Zhao Yuan nodded and said, you join our guild first, because I don't know when I will start the Demon King Crusade. If you think something is wrong, you can quit at any time. Guangheron put the long and narrow sword in the sheath, turned and left. Regional announcement, the Cataclysm event is over, and the safe area and teleportation point will be restored. The ordinary players in the state city spent their lives after the catastrophe and discussed with great interest. One person guards a state city. Before that, Zhao Yuan didn't even reach level 50, being Zhao Yuan's teammate is too safe. Being overwhelmed by the effect of the oath, even the pain will be transferred to Zhao Yuan. There is also the void pipe extending from Zhao Yuan's body, which is even more terrifying. It can't even be touched, but it has extracted some attributes of the blood family like a straw, and it is most likely to extract attributes, I guess. Although most of the battlefield points were taken away by Zhao Yuan alone, we are lucky enough to survive. Although there are not many battlefield points, you can also get a lot of items that enhance your combat power. Zhao Yuan's team was also very sleepy. After teleporting back to the guild station, they set the alarm and fell asleep. The average level of the half-blood dragon reached level 35, and Zhao Yuan had 3 choices to make. The first is to fight the Demon King Crusade, the second is to fight the Demon King Arena, and the third is to conduct a job transfer trial. But Zhao Yuan wanted to wait for all the other members to reach level 50 before teaming up to pass the job transfer trial. Without completing the job transfer, Zhao Yuan will not gain an attribute point increase after leveling up, and he will not crush the attributes of low-level players. 8 hours later, Zhao Yuan woke up normally. After spending copper coins to buy some food in the system mall, he entered the State City. At this time, the State City resumed prosperity, and all walks of life reopened. Zhao Yuan saw that an auction was opened in the auction house where the jewelry craftsman was located, and the Cheyenne fruit brought back by Zhao Yuan was sold as the finale. However, he did not enter the auction, and only saw these gimmicks from the brochures on the store. After a few seconds, Zhao Yuan saw the player who had asked him to buy Blood Moon Sand. He was bloated and looked rather shrewd with small eyes. The player left the auction house and was greeted by many staff from the auction house. Zhao Yuan didn't care either, but opened his own properties panel. Name, Zhao Yuan. Level, LV 53, 23% 100%, HP. 471 magic value. 8W. Chapter 171 False Angel. In the surrounding auditorium, the audience was also excitedly discussing Zhao Yuan's battle video. Zhao Yuan's currently known skills are Oath, Taunt, Anti-Armor, and Outlaw. This must be the result of his development. There are still many skills that have not been used in the Demon King Arena. I wonder if this fighter can make Zhao Yuan use more strength. I see enough. A fighter who fights against an anti-injury defender like Zhao Yuan has no room to play at all. With a set of combined punches and joint skills, he successfully counter-injured himself to death. Zhao Yuan's level has been raised to level 53. What level will his new skill be? Zhao Yuan is about to win 200 games in a row in the Demon King Arena. By the way, the audience who came to watch today are all unfamiliar faces. He was killed by the Blood Moon Cataclysm yesterday. Zhao Yuan decided not to use the Golden Sculpture skill in the Demon King's Arena. It is also very good to leave a whole card to catch the enemy by surprise at the end of the 3-second countdown. The fighter exploded with haste, hugged Zhao Yuan's waist in a wrestling posture, and slammed backwards frantically. Bump! The back of Zhao Yuan's head was slammed heavily on the floor tiles of the arena, and there were obvious cracks in the floor tiles. Zhao Yuan had no expression on his face. Because the defense value is too high, there is no pain without breaking the defense buff. Although it was in direct damage, the priority of level 90 Thorn Anti-Armor was high enough. 2 times of real anti-injury bloomed on the enemy, and the blood bar dropped by 2/3, even using hugging to make Zhao Yuan knock himself on the floor tiles. The anti-armor skill judgment can be successful. What kind of priority is this? There is no loophole to exploit. Is it really an SSS level anti-armor? The fighter wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and muttered to himself. The fighter guessed wrong. Zhao Yuan is not an SSS level anti-armor, but an SSS level Thorn Anti-Armor, and he will be able to undergo a second awakening in a short time. Zhao Yuan opened the Yanhero Windbreaker and burned the fighter to death within a few seconds. The victory of the duel has gained a lot of experience points, proficiency, devil points, and competitive coins. Arena information. Level 1 Demon King Zhao Yuan has reached level 53 and can be matched with a rank 8 hero. Zhao Yuan continued to match the Demon King's arena. Even if he was a rank 7 player, he couldn't break through Zhao Yuan's defense, and a rank 8 player could already deal considerable damage. An hour later, Zhao Yuan withdrew from the Demon King arena and started a duel with Gong Heron's friends. Gong Heron, with a graceful figure, wearing an elegant battle skirt and holding a long and narrow sword, appeared opposite Zhao Yuan. Gong Heron's face was as cold, bright and sharp as the knife in her hand. And Shunzi's black hair was tied into a high ponytail, showing the smooth contours of his face. Although I am not your opponent, I also want to test your strength myself, Gong Heron said. Zhao Yuan responded, How are you going to crack my anti-armor, Guang Heron? I won't take out the knife lightly. I will silently wait for the opportunity, and cut off your head from the gap in the armor. It can trigger death, and if an attack returns damage, I may be on the verge of death, but there is also a possibility of survival. Zhao Yuan thought, it sounds like there is a chance of success, but it is not. Zhao Yuan, who has a pure white shield, is impossible to be killed in seconds. The passive and active refreshing 6-layer pure white shield can block 6 attacks. After activating the active effect of the Destiny Maniac, he obtained another 4 layers of pure white shields. It is impossible to kill Zhao Yuan in seconds, unless there are a large number of crushing powerhouses. Chapter 172 Zhang Fengwu Awakens. Zhao Yuan opened the guild panel, and there were also hundreds of guilds lining up to apply for the Demon King Crusade. He chose to accept the crusade, and a new guild war started. In the Demon King arena, Zhao Yuan kept winning streaks, and the Demon King points he obtained raised his mark to the 2nd rank. Second Order Demon King mark, competitive mall discount plus 10%, all attributes plus 10%. After being defeated by the hero, the Demon Lord mark will be lost. The later stage, the more exaggerated this percentage of all attribute bonuses. Zhao Yuan's 10% attribute is also much stronger than the first-class powerhouse. The Second Order Demon King's mark is looming above Zhao Yuan's head. This is an illusory Demon King's visor, with red smoke and light in his eyes, which is more chilling than the First Order. The Demon King Crusade has started. Participate in 26 guild forces, divided into the Demon King's side and the Brave side. The Brave side's guild residents will be randomly placed in the adjacent area. The battle is limited to 7 days. If one party completely defeats the other party, the battle will be won. Battlefield standings have been opened. All teammates were teleported to the guild hall, 25-1, and among these 25 guilds, there are many 7th-level guilds. Zhang Fengwu analyzed, but on the bright side, defeating 25 rival guild forces is enough to raise the guild's Demon King mark to the 2nd rank, and you can accumulate the remaining orange troop pool fragments. Orange troop fragments. Guang Heron's glamorous face was a little stunned. Zhao Yuan is only level 53, and he has already touched the orange troop fragments. You must know that the low-level arms of the heaven are only of orange quality. Joining the Devious Soldiers Guild is probably the most correct choice I have ever made. Guang Heron was indifferent on the surface, but it was difficult to calm down in his heart. However, when she thought of Zhao Yuan's exaggerated combat power, she felt that it was very reasonable, because she had shallow knowledge. Zhao Yuan sent a private message to Zhang Fengwu. The permanent quota of the True Pledge has been increased by 1. I will bind you first, and then give the latter quota to others. After Zhang Fengwu obtained the permanent buff of True Oath, he immediately entered the Awakening trial. The two Zhang Fengwu in the Secret Realm used the SSS level sword light to hedge their sword key, which is naturally a 55% chance of winning, but Zhang Fengwu's body has the effect of a promise. The oath effect of the clone was manually turned off by Zhao Yuan, and within a few minutes, Zhang Fengwu completed the awakening of the 4 skills S-level Jiuyang Sutra Branch Awakening. Branch 1, Internal Force Attribute plus 100%. Branch 2, Incidental Expelling Damage. Zhang Fengwu chose Branch 1, and the powerful internal strength provided by Jiuyang's henging after the Great Consummation suddenly doubled. Expelling evil attacks can cause damage to incorporeal evil spirits, but he has the oath buff on him, and a real counter-injury is enough to kill all resentful spirits. S-Class Lingbo Micro-Step Awakening Branch. Branch 1, when using the skill, Movement Speed plus 50%. Branch 2, when using skills, Dodge Chance plus 25%. Using Lingbo Micro-Steps requires internal force attributes. One is to increase the movement speed, the other is to increase the dodge chance. Of course, the latter is more important. SS level Kyankan Great Displacement Awakening Branch. Chapter 173 The Killing Operation in the Beautiful Country. The sky in this ice snow valley is a bit unusual, mixed with rich green. Zhao Yuan responded, "It's okay, I'm just trying to see how powerful Fideo is. In the past few hours, it's better to let the enemy work hard for the alliance, and it will save our guilds from approaching. 3 hours should be enough for the enemy's troops to gather together, and the polar beasts in the valley will also be borrowed," Zhang Fengwu said excitedly. "After awakening 1% of the sword intent, I can actually control the flying sword." His pale gold quality saber unsheathed by itself and hovered in front of Zhang Fengwu. He didn't use any skills, nor did he use his internal strength, and after possessing the sword intent, the damage of my sword move seems to have been greatly increased.
Sword intent, Guang Heron asked puzzled. Can I also awaken the sword intent? Zhang Fengwu replied, after you complete an awakening, you should be able to get a trace of sword intent. Guang Heron's pupils shrank slightly and said, you actually survived the awakening trial? This is a 100% attribute clone. Zhang Fengwu smiled, but didn't answer. Brave Campus 7th level president of a beautiful country said, now, as the commander, I must curb Zhao Yuan's growth rate. The status of the beautiful country is still unshakable, and the other 24 guilds have not refuted it. It is true that only the 7th level guild leaders of the beautiful country are qualified to say such words in Brave Fang's channel. The 7th level president of the beautiful country said in an orderly tone, my guild's defensive buildings are the strongest, and all the troops are concentrated in my guild's garrison. The high-level executives of our beautiful country authorized this operation and gave me many high-level props. As long as I use them rationally, even Zhao Yuan has a high probability of killing him. Now Zhao Yuan has already made it out of the circle by virtue of his strength. Even the 7th level president of the beautiful country can only dare to say that there is a high probability that he can kill Zhao Yuan, not a 100% certainty. Follow the orders of your beautiful country, yes, but you also have to come up with a battle plan, right? The one opposite is Zhao Yuan, the demon king of the Xia kingdom. So far, there are still many skills that are hidden and have not been exposed, the 7th level president of Daguo said. The plan is set, and I got the props to make Zhao Yuan unable to force quit. Doesn't he like to kill the enemy to level 0? This time I will use his methods to deal with him. It's a little bit reluctant to kill him to level 0. After all, the time is limited and the quality of the prepared props is not enough. However, killing him 10 times and dropping 10 levels is still possible. The troops of the 25 guilds began to quickly gather. It is worth mentioning that, as the Demon King, only smashing one of the enemy's crystals did not have much effect. Breaking the crystals of any hero faction cannot deprive the opponent of all the guild materials and force the opponent to disband. All the hero crystals must be smashed. Zhao Yuan participated in the Demon King arena, and the rewards he obtained were extremely rich. As the Demon King, he participated in the guild battle, and the final rewards he obtained would be much higher than ordinary guild battles. Su Yuxin has been driving the dive fighter in circles in the airspace that can be detected by radar. The flying monsters that tried to approach him were all hit by missiles and bullets. Su Yuxin said in the group chat, from the radar, the enemy is concentrating their forces on a large scale without obstruction, which means that there is a commander who convinces other guilds. Zhao Yuan, this is exactly what I need. It would be too much trouble to find the guilds one after another. All of them will be gathered together and directly evaporate the entire map with 6 rounds of Eternal Blazing Sun. Eternal Blazing Sun is a global skill, but its range is limited. For example, a guild resident and another guild resident belong to 2 different areas. Chapter 174 Teammate Skills. Mengzai Eming, as long as you get the Divine Descent, you can get the power to break through the Monarch level. You don't need to worry about the authenticity of the Divine Descent. My current ability is bestowed by the Blood Moon Miracle. Zhao Yuan controlled Fade Dao to go to the area of the brave side, and encountered many intelligent creatures and beast forces along the way since it was a Demon King crusade, and the highest level enemy was the 7th level guild. The level of beasts in the battle space was high at this time. Fade Dao encountered a level 70 half-step monarch creature, which was the highest level beast encountered along the way. Hanging Neck Tiger quality, half-step monarch level, LV 70 health, 3500 W magic value, 120 W power, 29.5 W physique, 29 W agility, 30 W intelligence, 25 W skills, punch, Zhengjin sword key, killing instinct, brutality. This hanging neck tiger has the wings of an eagle, hovering in midair, and its attributes are not so high compared to the Duke of Blood, but this is because the Duke of Blood has tripled all attributes under the Blood Moon astronomical phenomenon. However, at this time, almost everyone in Zhao Yuan's team was able to kill a half-step monarch-level creature alone. Except for Sun Kai and Yu Ning, these two belong to the auxiliary ability. As soon as he met Zhao Yuan, he directly opened the Baron's tentacles. With a 4-fold increase in the skill halo, the number of Baron's tentacles reached 10,400. That is, 35% of the health, double defense, and resistance of 1W targets can be extracted at the same time. There is really no solution in group battles, and these Baron tentacles can also be attached to the oath effect, and the enemy can only watch as their attributes are extracted. Sun Qiaoyu pointed a finger in the air, and a thunderous light smashed down. paralyzing the hanging tiger for 3 seconds, and the body of the beast fell toward the ground. The Baron's tentacles took the opportunity to touch the hanging neck tiger, gruntingly extracting attributes, clumps of substance flowing in the pipe. Zhao Yuan was extracting attributes along the way. The current attribute panel is exaggerated, and this part of the attribute will slowly pass within 8 hours, which is enough for Zhao Yuan to find a new extraction object after recovering from the paralyzed state. The hanging neck tiger vibrated its wings and squatted high in the sky again. It looked at the slender void pipes on its body, which were covered with human teeth, tongues, and fingers, and were extremely smooth. Using Zhengjin's sword key, he opened his huge fangs and spurted out a dazzling sword light of brilliant white color, slashing at the Baron's tentacles. The oath effect has been triggered. All the damage of the friendly unit will be borne by yourself, the HP will be reduced by 0 points, and the thorns will be triggered, cause 356 W real damage twice. The hanging neck tiger's face was inconceivable. This tentacle not only extracts attributes, but also cannot be hid or touched. The attacking tentacles can reflect such terrifying damage. The full 712 W real damage directly tore the abdomen of the hanging neck tiger, and the rich blood water poured towards the ground. Zhao Yuan didn't want to grab the head, because his teammates were about to reach level 50, and they were just short of experience. Guang Heron drew his sword in an instant, and in the clanging sound of the sword, one after another blue smoke wave knife gang chopped out. It spanned a distance of about 30 meters and was cut on the body of the hanging neck tiger. Guang Heron said, "The knife gang is a knife skill I developed myself, and it can add a certain percentage of sharpness attributes, so I will also cut off the flesh and bones of the half-step monarch level beast." Chapter 175 The King of the Large Battle. Yun Ning said, "This dodge halo is a bit tasteless, because it has the effect of Zhao Yuan's oath, and it is meaningless to increase the dodge rate, and after the dodge is successful, Zhao Yuan's thorn anti-armor will not be triggered. Of the 3 skill options, the other 2 are skills that don't fit my route. The halo skill is the only one, so I had no choice but to choose the dodge halo." Zhao Yuan retorted, "That's not the case. It's not necessary to activate the dodge aura in normal times. This will reduce the number of times my anti-armor triggers, but when encountering an enemy that I can't even handle, turning on the dodge halo can become a life-saving trump card. Successful dodge once can delay the enemy's attack for 1 second, and I can recover 25% of my health every second, and after the thorn anti-armor is awakened for the second time, the priority will increase again. It may be able to evolve to a successful dodge, and it can also determine the degree to which the thorn anti-armor is triggered." Zhang Fengwu echoed, "Yes, the attribute of dodge rate is very rare, and there are even players who specialize in dodge. Turn off the dodge halo at ordinary times, and turn it on again when encountering terrible enemies, that is to reduce the output of anti-armor and enhance Zhao Yuan's survivability." Under the gust of wind, the flying speed of the flying island increased by 30%. It didn't take long for Zhao Yuan to see the guild building that was looming. Su Yuxin said in the group chat, "The enemy is divided into 2 parts, that is, 2 checkpoints. The first one summoned a large number of intelligent creatures and beast forces as helpers, and the second one hid in the rear with unknown intentions." Zhao Yuan said indifferently, "Push it across. There is an oath effect. The most vulnerable in the entire guild of deceitful soldiers is the Jianggang defensive position. Other buildings and arms will not suffer any damage." The flying island swept past several empty guild buildings, and Zhao Yuan sent Half-Blood Dragonman to smash the Crystal 7K. Although there is no effect, the obsessive-compulsive disorder is satisfied. Zhao Yuan soon saw a 7th level guild in a beautiful country, and the internal forces were densely packed, almost filling up the 7th level guild. The upper limit of members of the 6th level guild is 2 million, and the upper limit of members of the 7th level guild is 8 million. This is just the number of players, and it would be outrageous to add arms. The corner of Su Yuxin's mouth twitched and said, "The total strength of this 7th level guild is 35 million, including players and arms of 13 guilds, as well as intelligent creatures and beast forces." Zhao Yuan said excitedly, "If you kill them all once, you will get extremely exaggerated experience points. And Yunning's skill aura plus experience aura can increase the upgrade speed by 19 times. The hostile forces also saw flying islands in the sky sailing in the sea of clouds. This is the residence of the Guild of Deceitful Soldiers? Why can their guild fly?" A 6th level guild leader of Sakura Kingdom was stunned. "I remember that many guilds at level 9 and 10 can have certain characteristics. For example, the Shinting Guild in Xia Kingdom is the most typical flying building, Tricky Bing is only at level 6, and already has the right to build flying buildings. Sure enough, it's the same as in the information. There are only 8 members in total, and the guild's arms are golden half-blood dragonmen with 50,000 units, set a 6th level president of a beautiful country. The 7th level president of the Kangaroo Kingdom roared, our total military strength is 35 million. One person can drown the soldiers with a spit. Even if they die, we will resurrect them as soon as possible. As long as we can suppress Zhao Yuan's level, you will get a very rich reward. The battle broke out, and it was reckless for the two sides to meet. The hostile force is 3,500 W, the average level is at level 60, and the high level even reaches level 75. A volley of long-range attacks filled the sky. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone, see you in the next video.